Hello and welcome to another CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. Today we're going to 75 Highfield Road in Bognor, Regis, PO22 8PD. Now, CrowdProperty is a peer-to-peer lending platform designed to facilitate loans between private individuals and professional property businesses. CrowdProperty is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under permission number 723959. CrowdProperty is not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. There are risks with any loans you make, and just like all peer-to-peer lending, your capital is at risk. CrowdProperty endeavours to protect your lenders. This is done by registering the legal first charge against the property project. This means that in the very unlikely event a borrower defaults on the loan, CrowdProperty will be able to take ownership of the project and manage it for the lenders. So this property is owned by Vincent Butler Homes Limited, the company number 121707787. And the borrowers are Patricia Paul and Ian Paul. Trish, as we call her, is joining us here on the webinar. Welcome along. Tell us a little bit more about you and Ian.
We kind of started our journey in property investing about 10 years ago, where we thought it would be a good idea to boost our pension allocation. And then it kind of grew from there, from thinking about our pension to boosting our income to kind of building a business, and has led to us now mainly focusing on development projects.
Now, you're using the contractor Metz Brothers on here. Tell us why you've chosen this company.
Metz Brothers are local to the development project, and I like to use a local builder that is based near to the projects that we do, because I think you build up a good relationship over time, and they have lots of local contacts as well, so it works in quite a few ways.
Now, this project involves the conversion of an existing single dwelling to become 4 self-contained units. This is phase 2, which is for £220,000, and lenders will receive 8% interest per annum equivalent. It's rolled up and paid at the end of the loan term. Now, let's start off then, please, Trish. Tell us a little bit more about the local area of Bognor Regis.
Bognor Regis is on the south coast, between Chichester and Worthing, leading to Hove and Brighton. And it's a seaside town that isn't huge, but is growing in its population of university students and young professionals. We like it as a rental area because the house prices are a fair price for the south of England, and the rental prices are very high.
Their planning permission has been granted by Arran District Council under their planning reference number BR/129/19/PL, where permission was granted for the conversion of this single dwelling to become 4 flats, including a rear extension and 1 parking space. The maximum loan term is 15 months from the loan commencement date, which was the 10th of September 2020. The estimated loan term for the second phase is around about 13 months. The project is already first charge secured, and the exit strategy is that the borrowers intend to sell the units upon completion of the works. Here's the location plan, so you can see where Bognor Regis is on that south coast. You can see it's at the end of the A259 from Chichester. And more about the location: predominantly it's located on the western side of Highfield Road in a predominantly residential area. So this proposed development is 4 flats. They're mostly open plan living with kitchens. We'll look at the floor plans in just a few moments. The sizes are 684 square feet, 638 square feet. Flat 3 is larger with 896 square feet, then flat 4, 690 square feet. But there's also going to be a communal garden there, along with a bin and bike stores. Start off then, please, Trish. Tell us a little bit more about how you came across this property.
Yeah, it was actually just on Rightmove. We'd just finished our previous project and we were looking for something, and I'd seen this had been advertised for a few months. It was a bit overpriced, to be honest. So I thought, I'll wait until our previous project was finished and then go and have a look if it was still available.
And I understand you're wanting to try and create more than the 1 original parking space.
Yes, we've actually got a meeting with the next door neighbours this week to agree a right-of-way change, which will enable them to effectively widen their driveway that joins onto the part on the south boundary where you can see the boundary actually juts out around the building. And in return, we will have a right of way over the front part that juts in front of the second parking space. So that will create an extra space for us, because at the moment, with the access being slightly blocked, the council wouldn't accept it as 2 spaces. And having the extra space will hopefully give us what we need to get permission for 2 more units in the loft.
Now here's the elevations. This is the south and the east elevation we're looking at here. What are you going to be building it with, Trish?
It's sandstone coloured brick on the new part. On the left is part that you can see on the east elevation. Originally, we were going to match it to red brick and flint to the existing building, but we actually found that when we looked at materials, we would end up with a building that looked similar but not the same. So we decided to match the predominant bricks in the street instead, so that it fits in with the whole street scene, and you can kind of see the difference between the old and the new, rather than it looking like you've tried to match it and you haven't quite managed it. So it looks very striking, as I'm sure you'll see in the next photographs.
And here's the elevations looking at the west and the north. Describe this to us.
So the west elevation, you can see the French doors on the ground floor. That's for unit 2, which has got 2 sets of French doors. You can see that the second set on the very end of the north elevation. That's the really nice ground floor flat with its own garden adjoining it. The little cloud drawings are actually just where discussions went on about the roof height with the planners that we have to alter slightly. But the plan is that there is enough head height in there to add in 2 more units, which is why we did an M-shaped roof instead of 2 gable ends that had the same slant in the middle as they do on the outside. So hopefully, if we get the planning permission, we won't have massive structural changes for those extra 2 units.
Now here then are the floor plans. This is the proposed ground and first floor plans. Talk us through the layout.
Okay, on the ground floor, you've got the communal entrance on the right as you're looking at the drawing. Accesses both the 2 flats, front and back, units 1 and 2. Both flats have an open plan kitchen, lounge, dining area. And then the 2 bedrooms with a bathroom in between the 2, so easily accessible from either room. The rear flat also has a small utility area to stop the washing machine noise from being kind of a bit in your face when you're trying to relax in your lounging area. The first floor then, again, is accessed via the same communal entrance. The flat at the front, unit 3, is the really big flat with a lovely bay window. The little shaded area on the right is a utility room. We actually changed the layout slightly when we got to this stage in the development, where you can see the drawings of the sofas. We've put an ensuite bathroom there so that the bedroom is a bit bigger, and also moved what I'd call the family bathroom in a bit and shuffled up that back bedroom, which has meant we've got 2 bathrooms in the front flat and enough space in the back flat to put in an ensuite bathroom for the main bedroom as well. So they're both really nice with 2 bathrooms and a utility room each as well in those flats.
Who do you think will be the person buying these properties from you?
I'm thinking working professionals. Bognor has been, the town council in their local town plan that was drawn up a couple of years ago has been working at drawing in more professionals to live in Bognor. A few years back, it was recognised that most of the working professional couples were working out of Bognor, and they've been a lot of growth in the availability of professional jobs for those particular age range of people, and they are the types of people that I think will like these flats because they're quite highly spec'd. So they will go to people that are probably earning that little bit more money, that may not want to spend the kind of money that they would have to pay out to move to Worthing or Brighton.
Now, you've had the independent monitoring surveyor out to look at the work you've done so far. Talk us through their findings.
Yeah, they've been very happy. They've said that the quality of the build has been great and they've got no concerns. with anything that they've seen so far. They themselves and Crowd have commented that they're very pleased with the builder for being proactive and forward thinking, and yeah, just very happy with the whole kind of package.
Now, I've got a case study here that I'd like to go through with you, if that's okay. This is another project that was done in the same town as Bognor Regis. Talk us through this project.
Yeah, this was our last project that we did on a slightly smaller scale than Highfield Road. The house, as it was when we purchased it, on the top photo was an end of terrace ex-council property with a garden area in front of it and to the left, and then where the garage is, there was a big hard standing area heading away from that along the road. So we went in for planning, and they agreed that we could build another 2 units, so 2 flats, one above the other on the end, that looked like an end of terrace. The bottom photo is taken from standing roughly where the garage was in the original photo and looking up to the row of terraced houses, and then it's got garden front and back, and the existing house was given a new garden to the rear that was previously all hard standing. So we've got a nice unit of a 2-bedroom mid-terrace house, a 2-bedroom flat with a garden, and a 1-bedroom flat with its own garden, and they've all got parking.
So coming back then to this project at 75 Highfield Road, this is phase 2. It's for £220,000 as part of that facility of £510,000. RICS verified the current market value to be £270,000. That was prior to the commencement of works. They also verified the total gross development value at £845,000. Estimated conversion costs come in at about £350,000. The remaining loan will be drawn in stages upon the completion of the independent monitoring surveyor's reports. The next visit is scheduled for week commencing the 26th of October 2020. To date, the IMS has verified £105,365.39 of works completed. The initial loan to value was 62.96%. The loan to GDV, excluding the rolled up interest, is 60.36%, and when you include the interest, it's 65.05%. The loan period is about 30 months. That's to coincide with the loan end date of the 9th of December 2021. The loan is targeted to commence on the 3rd of November 2020. So the lenders will get 8% per annum interest. It's rolled up and paid at the end of the loan term. The units are all going to be sold upon their completion, and the project is already secured with first charge security against the property title. So your next steps then are to please make sure that you understand this loan, carry out your own due diligence on the project, and decide how much you would like to lend. CrowdProperty.com is the place to be to pledge on launch. The necessary anti-money laundering checks will be carried out, and then you'll be invited to send your funds to your own online e-wallet, and you'll start earning interest on completion of the loan agreement. So this is the second and final phase for £220,000 at 75 Highfield Road, Bognor Regis, PO22 8PD, and this project is paying 8% per annum equivalent. Thank you for watching this CrowdProperty.com webinar. We look forward to you joining us again soon in the not too distant future for more funding opportunities here at CrowdProperty.com.